Chapter 1, The Rebirth, or the Day of Death.
For we are all somehow dreadfully cracked about the head, and sadly need mending.
Welcome, my dearest. Welcome home.
What?
Is it too cold for you? I wouldn't know.
You? Where am I? Take me home, now. Bad dream, bad dream. Wake up now, Sarah, wake up! No, stop it. I can hear you smiling. I hate it when I can hear people smiling. Take me home, now.
Settle, child. I mean you no harm. You are home. Home with all the rest of my beautiful souls.
No, this isn't me. There's no body. This is a dream. I am a thought and you are a dream. That's it, don't you dare touch me!
Oh, how ungrateful, how selfish. I had high hopes for you. And what a waste to let a soul like that fumble around in the pitiful world you call home, with all those other clumsy bodies that think they know what is truth and what is right. Well, the joke's on them, it's on all of you. I am the one who knows the truth. It's like second nature here. How could you possibly, given such a rare opportunity at such a young age, turn away?
No, it's not my time yet. I don't believe you. I don't believe in you, and therefore you do not exist. Threaten me as much as you want, but
I'd be
not.
careful what you say, child. I have more power than you could ever imagine. I can cease your existence at any moment, but I like to play games. So here are your options. You can stay here with me and never have to suffer again in your pathetic world you call home. Or I can release you and make the suffering continue, so don't consider it a favor. Now take your choice, Miss Genius, and I advise you to choose wisely.
Send me back. Release me. Whatever it is.
Well, that's too bad. I would apologize in advance, but I feel no need to. I would tell you to remember me, but maybe it's best if you don't. I will always be there, watching, silently waiting.
You may be right. I may be a fool. But I need to experience the world more to believe it. Play your games as much as you want to, but I want no part of it. I am stronger than submitting.
But now that he had apparently made every preparation for death, now that his coffin was proved a good fit, Queequeg suddenly rallied. Soon there seemed no need of the carpenter's box, and thereupon, when some expressed their delight and surprise, he, in substance, said that the cause of his sudden convalescence was this. At a critical moment, he had just recalled a little duty ashore which he was leaving undone, and therefore had changed his mind about dying. He could not die yet, he averred. They asked him then whether to live or die was a matter of his own sovereign will and pleasure. He answered, certainly. In a word, it was Queequeg's conceit that if a man made up his mind to live, mere sickness could not kill him. Nothing but a whale, or a gale, or some violent, ungovernable, unintelligent destroyer of that sort.
Chapter 2, Friend or Foe?
Hello? Anybody? I'm here. I feel it. You saved me. Whoever you are. Whoever you all are. Come here, please. I want to feel this. Thank you. Thank you more than anything. Thank you for life. Thank you for caring. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for you. Someone? I'm here. I'm still here. My world exists in yours. Reach out to me.
Because no man can ever feel his own identity aright, except his eyes be closed, as if darkness were indeed the proper element of our essences, though light be more congenial to our clayey part. Upon opening my eyes, then, and coming out of my own pleasant and self-created darkness into the imposed and coarse outer gloom of the unilluminated 12 o'clock at night, I experienced a disagreeable revulsion. Nor did I at all object to the hint from Queequeg that perhaps it were best to strike a light, seeing that we were so wide awake. I was only alive to the condensed, confidential comfortableness of sharing a pipe and a blanket with a real friend.
Chapter 3, Chapter 47, The Mat Maker.
I was the attendant, or page, of Queequeg, while busy at the mat. As I kept passing and repassing the filling, or woof, of marline between the long yarns of the warp, using my own hand for the shuttle, and as Queequeg, standing sideways, ever and anon slid his heavy oaken sword between the threads, and, idly looking off upon the water, carelessly and unthinkingly drove home every yarn. I say, so strange a dreaminess did there reign, all over the ship and all over the sea, only broken by the intermitting dull sound of the sword, that it seemed as if this were the loom of time, and I myself were a shuttle, mechanically weaving and weaving away at the fates. There lay the fixed threads of the warp, subject to but one single, ever-returning, unchanging vibration. And that vibration, merely enough to admit of the crosswise interblending of other threads with its own. This warp seemed necessity, and here, thought I, with my own hand, I ply my own shuttle, and weave my own destiny into these unalterable threads. Meantime, Queequeg's impulsive, indifferent sword, sometimes hitting the wolf slantingly or crookedly, or strongly or weakly, as the case might be, and by this difference in the concluding blow producing a corresponding contrast in the final aspect of the completed fabric, this savage's sword, thought I, which thus finally shapes and fashions both warp and woof, this easy, indifferent sword must be chance. Aye, chance, free will, and necessity, no wise incompatible, all interweavingly working together. Straight warp of necessity, not to be swerved from its ultimate course, its every alternating vibration, indeed, only tending to that. Free will, still free to ply her shuttle between given threads. And chance, though restrained in its play within the right lines of necessity, and sideways in its motions directed by free will, though thus prescribed to by both, chance, by turns, rules either, and has the last featuring blow at events.
Chapter 4, My Head is a Tripod.
My head is a tripod, like a triceratops, walking around on a leaf of green, the leaf of green treetops. Look, is that a monkey? No, it's a squirrel traveling back from the future to this crustaceous. Crustacean, what have you? I wanna grab you. Hey, don't asthma. I got my asthma. You got the asthma? I got the asthma. The asthma. Help! I can't breathe. Come save me. Wait, stop, don't stop, don't go. Wait, stop, don't go. Wait, stop, just wait, stop, wait, come, no, I don't. I can't breathe.
With the problem of the universe revolving in me, how could I, being left completely to myself at such a thought-engendering altitude, how could I but lightly hold my obligations to observe all whale ships' standing orders, keep your weather eye open, and sing out every time?
Chapter 5, Ganesh.
But, as in landlessness alone resides the highest truth, shoreless, indefinite as God, so better is it to perish in that howling infinite than be ingloriously dashed upon the lee, even if that were safety. For worm-like then, oh, who would craven crawl to land? Terrors of the terrible, is all this agony so vain? Take heart, O Bulkington, bear thee grimly, demigod. Up from the spray of thy ocean perishing, straight up leaps thy apotheosis.
Please join me. Chapter 6, Home.
The port would fain give succor. The port is pitiful. In the port is safety, comfort, hearthstone, supper, warm blankets, friends, all that's kind to our mortalities. But in that gale of the port, the land is that ship's direst jeopardy. She must fly all hospitality. One touch of land, though it but graze the keel, would make her shudder through and through. With all her might, she crowds all sail offshore. In so doing, fights against the very winds that fain would blow her homeward, seeks all the lashed sea's landlessness again, for refuge's sake forlornly rushing into peril. Her only friend, her bitterest foe.
Chapter 7. Oh, love.
Aloft, like a royal czar and king, the sun seemed giving this gentle air to this bold and rolling sea, even as bride to groom. And at the girdling line of the horizon, a soft and tremulous motion, most seen here at the equator, denoted the fond, throbbing trust, the loving alarms with which the poor bride gave her bosom away.
Mine!
No. Mine. You deserve none of this. You have been burying the resemblances of a person in these empty statues of yourself. You have lost what it means to be human. I am human. You have lost yourself in the world of images. I will not be the Versailles to your ballooning ego. Think of me when you come back to Earth. Think of me and thank me, and I will say you are most unwelcome. Think of me and remember this temple, and good luck finding one more precious. I have spent too much time fixing all that is broken, dusting all that is forgotten, and polishing all that is new, and I have not left any space for the poison that you carry. This is mine.
What is it? What nameless, inscrutable, unearthly thing is it? What cousining, hidden lord and master and cruel, remorseless emperor commands me that against all natural lovings and longings I so keep pushing and crowding and jamming myself on all the time, recklessly making me ready to do what in my own proper natural heart I durst not so much as dare? Is Ahab Ahab? Is it I, God, or who that lifts this arm? But if the great sun move not of himself, but is as an errand boy in heaven, nor one single star can revolve but by some invisible power, how then can this one small heart beat? This one small brain think thoughts, unless God does that beating, does that thinking, does that living, and not I. By heaven, man, we are turned round and round in this world like yonder windlass, and fate is the handspike. And all the time, lo, that smiling sky and his unsounded sea.
And Chapter 8, The Voice of the Universe.
The sea lapping along, and then the lapse seeing, and the sea collapsing. Clayman, how do you spell Oborg? Love Willie. Stop turning the bed. As if you could kill time without injuring eternity. What a diabolical machine this is. Abre la puerta. Not everybody cries at the stars. The stakes of the world are the world. The weaver god he weaves, see page 462. The weaver god he weaves, and by that weaving is he deafened, that he hears no mortal voice, and by that humming, too, we who look on the loom are deafened, and only when we escape it shall we hear the 1,000 voices that speak through it.